a 308 light by Open Range here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, and it's really hard to get used open ranges in, so I just don't expect it to last long, mostly because they just do things that brands aren't willing to do most of the time. You know, the extra large baggage compartments like this are not necessarily completely unfound in the travel trailer business, but that's just one little example. Like the fact that they're using all aluminum screw trim instead of plastic screw trim is one of those things. That's why I don't get a lot of used ones. You know, slam latch baggage doors, things you find on a fifth wheel, you find on an open range travel trailer. They're not something that you upgrade from typically. They're something you upgrade to typically. The story behind this one is basically the folks were just done camping. So there you have it. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. They just weren't using it anymore. This is a wide body coach. Let me back up a step here. So this is, instead of 96 inches wide, it's 100 inches wide. Instead of 8 feet, it's 8 feet 4 inches. That doesn't sound like much, I know. But when you're in it, you feel it. It means that you have a bigger bathroom, a bigger living room, a bigger bunkhouse, a bigger bedroom, everything. And it adds up significantly. Now, normally that would mean this would be really big and heavy, especially because it measures to at least 7 foot tall in the living room, if not taller. Well, 7 foot tall at any point, a little bit taller in the living room, because it actually has a north-south sweep to it. So it's not just dome side to side, but also front to back, which is very uncommon. But it gives it just an extreme roof construction methodology. But it's built like an ultralight. It's built like a giant ultralight. So even though it is bigger, it's not ridiculously heavy. It weighs 8,700 pounds. A giant triple slide bunkhouse like this at 8,700 pounds is not bad. And to help keep it steady, when it's on the campsite, you see these little brace arms right here that go to the stabilizer jacks. Those are called strong arm stabilizers, and they do an amazing job. They keep this thing rock solid on your campsite, so if the kids are bouncing around that extra wide bunkhouse, it's not a problem. Now, your two slides over here are extra deep slides. A true deep slide in the RV business is 36 inches deep. This is 42. So in the bunkhouse and in the bedroom, you're getting 4 extra inches from the wide body, 6 more from the slide. It's almost a whole foot bigger in your living areas. You'll also find cross breeze windows everywhere. You know, they don't cut corners on this type of product. An open range is not built for a price point. They're built for an incomparable features list. You might find similar floor plans out there, but they are all smaller. They are lesser equipped. This is built just like an open range fifth wheel, just in a travel trailer. Most manufacturers don't build that way. Most manufacturers will scale down a travel trailer for budget reasons. Some people just don't want a truck. Some people want a, you know, their big SUV or something like that, like an Expedition. You know, that's kind of what this is designed for. You see the roof ladder goes up there, and of course, definitely fully walkable roof and well insulated. You saw the enclosed underbelly. This is 0 and 100 degree tested. Not a lot of travel trailers meet that requirement. This is one of the reasons why they have an enclosed docking station here, and that helps immensely. Also, just nicer things like LED taillights. Now, I'm very familiar with open range RVs because we sell them brand new. This is a super popular floor plan. I was really excited to actually have one used to offer. Quick thing I want to note. The electric refrigerator that goes out here looks like it has found a different home. So that's what would normally be found in this bank right here. That's something that could easily be replaced. And if you give us a call, say I'd like to buy this RV, if it had an electric fridge outside, who knows, maybe we can make something happen. We're wheeling dealing type folks. Notice that even outside, all of your cabinetry is hidden hinge. You know, that way when everything closes up, it just has a nice clean look about it. Not a lot of RVs give you a microwave in the outside kitchen. I think it's pretty cool personally. And they do leave this big pocket open down here, if you notice, with power outlets up there. Griddles, coffee makers, blenders, whatever you need. You've got a, you know, recessing stovetop here. Notice that all your drawers are full extension ball bearing glides, all plywood constructed. They don't use OSB. They don't use particle board at open range. Everything is plywood or aluminum and laminated. So that's a big thing. Walk up to a lot of trailers. Go up to the sidewalls of the slide outs and just pound on them. An open range is solid. A lot of them are not. Probably noticed the frameless windows because they look super cool, but they also do hide the seal under the window pane, and that's obviously a tinted window pane. It's a UV tinted pane so that the sunlight doesn't eat those seals alive, and it won't sun fade your furniture. Not only do we have good looking aluminum wheels, But we also have an Equiflex suspension system. It's a rubber shock dampening system versus just a conventional leaf spring system. It takes a lot of the chucking and jumping out of the transit phase of this thing, so that you don't get this sort of forward back rocking motion in your vehicle going down the road. And hey, if you want to bring a grill outside, we do have a handy little grill hookup down here. Just like a big fifth wheel, we have a big window in the entry door here, and I love that. There are lights in the awning. I simply forgot to turn them on. I've developed a bad habit of that recently. And regarding care and condition, you can see that the skin still shines. It has not just been sitting outside, cooked by the sun. It hasn't just been ignored and abused by somebody. It's a dreary, overcast, kind of dark day, which is a perfect time to talk about the awesome lights in this thing. Look at that. Now, the way they accomplish this is twofold. First of all, they're using fifth wheel grade, all LED puck lighting here. They yellow it slightly so that it looks very natural and organic. They don't use stark white lighting like you'd get in a doctor's office in here. And then they use 2 banks of lights. They have twice as many lights that are better quality. Again, super tall, extra wide, extra deep slides. So a big panoramic shot like this, not usually possible in a travel trailer. But in an open range, it's like happenstance. It's every day for them. So, you know, central air, central heat, 0 and 100 degree tested. Let's start at the kitchen since I'm pointing over here. Open ranges have what I call the dream kitchen. Their kitchens they just rock. They're just good. The refrigerator over here is an 8 cubic foot, so it's 33% bigger than a fridge you normally find in a bunkhouse camper. And just, holy cow, man. Storage cabinets everywhere. Giant pantry going on over here. Drawers below. These 2 giant things that slide out to you so that you don't have to take a knee and dig up to your elbow to get to the storage. You know, even all of this space right here, this is all in the slide. This is all bonus storage space. All this stuff, your 3 big appliances and all this cabinetry, it's off the floor plan. That's why we have the floor space for this big island. Now, because this is wide body 2 with the extra deep slide, you also still have a very generous walkway here. Even with the island, this is more open here than a lot of Florida planes are without an island. Obviously, there are instances to the contrary. I said often. The countertops here are a sealed edge press top countertop. You see that it's not T-molded. There's no seams where water can get in here and cause leaks and failures and whatnot. We've got all kinds of drawers in the island as well as in the kitchen over here. You've got the perfect spot for a trash can, just begging you to put one in there. You know, stainless steel undermounted sink like a fifth wheel. And they can do that because, again, we do have the sealed edge counters. The sofa. Let's talk about the big party couch here. So, under each end of the sofa, we have full extension pull-out drawers. You also have individual tabletops that you can put here or here. So you can have a dinette in a lounge, or 2 dinettes, or a full lounge like we're looking at here. You can do whatever you want with it. That's what's neat about this couch. It's like it has 6 different functions in one feature, essentially. And this middle section is a fold-out airbed, hide-a-bed sofa. Above the slide, because the slide is extra deep, they were able to put bigger storage in here. Now, because the ceiling's extra tall, they were also able to raise the height of the slide out. The slide out is 6 foot tall right here versus 7 foot tall at the ceiling panel. So a 6 foot slide out is bigger than most. A lot of trailers stop at like 5'8"-ish. I am going to kill the lights because I'm on low battery power right now. I have a little jumper box that I use to supply power to these things, and it was running low when I came out. But I really wanted to light this one up. And again, look at just even in the bunkhouse. They didn't skimp on lighting even in the bunkhouse. This has what I know, since we're a new dealer of this product, to be called the party room package, which is where they have a little dinette over here, and they add some cushions to this bunk to make it like a daytime sofa or lounge. So what we've accomplished is creating a second living room, really. You could use it like a bunkhouse. A second living room, an extended living room. This could be the man cave if it's, you know, NASCAR or football day or something like that. And we have a TV mounted on that back wall. That white sticker indicates where you'd put a TV. You know, you can be back here and hooping and hollering, causing noise, and you can close the door and have privacy. And that's what's neat. Both the front and rear sleeping quarters have their own privacy. Now, looking under the dinette, this is a good area to see kind of how I was talking about how they're built. You know, it's all aluminum framed. Even though this trailer is huge, They use superior components to help keep the weight in check without reducing quality. They don't reduce structure, they reduce weight. They have better grade bunk mats and open ranges. Windows that open for ventilation in here. This upper bunk, by the way, folds up out of the way so that you're not bashing your head in this dinette space. That party room package also adds some drawers under this sofa, or well, sofa bunk, whatever you want to call it down here. And you'll never find enough storage space, but it is nice to try. By the way, you're going to find little hidden outlets all over the place in here. You just don't even think about it until you start looking. This is about the size of a normal bunk, though it is longer. Now, this is what I call the big kids bunk, because it is about 50% wider. But it's one of those things that until you're in it, it's really kind of hard to see and feel that. While we're back here, I want to point out, in this bunkhouse, we have 4 AC ducts in here. So, again, every room is designed to be, equally, heated, cooled, whatever. So, a lot of times bunkhouses, Mom and Dad buy the living room, and then they just decide they want a bunkhouse for the kids. But they don't really look at the bunkhouse the way they look at the living room, because they're not the ones using it. Open range builds it the same for everybody. Look, even an outlet up there. That's perfect for charging stuff up there. Big closet in here too, so if the kids have stuff that needs to hang up, you got space for that. Let's move forward here. I'm going to sneak up and turn the lights back on. Pardon me just a moment. I love that. The lights in here are awesome. So, we've talked about the big party couch. Let me just give you a big sweeping panoramic view of everything, starting with this extra deep slide and cross breeze windows. Good look here. A lot of people are going to wonder, why is the two-tone woodwork? That was something that was really popular on the West Coast for a while. And open range is definitely not a common stock manufacturer. They're definitely left of center. And they wanted something that spoke to a different crowd, I suppose. They've since gone away from it, but I think that's because interior design has since gone away from it. I do like, too, that we have an all-enclosed control center here, so that, the kids just aren't seeing it and touching it. And we actually have a coat closet right when you walk in the door. How cool is that? You can put a big flat screen right here. Looks like the original flat screen has since found a different home, although you do still have your Furion AM, FM, CD, DVD, Bluetooth player. This is becoming a really common player in higher level trailers now. Open Range was doing it before anybody. Kind of like the TV antenna on this. This does not have a standard TV antenna. It has what's called a jacked antenna, which is something we've been selling aftermarket for years. And it works way better than the common rabbit ears, air quote rabbit ears, on top of a trailer. They've been doing it standard on an Open Range. It cost $1 more. But again, this is not built for a price point. This is built to be really cool and the most highly appointed thing you'll find. Electric space heating fireplace here. That kicks on so that you don't have to burn up your propane to heat your RV. Pretty cool stuff. Again, I'm going to conserve some energy here. As let me kick on a couple lights, so bear with me. Oop, there's my switch. Notice too, that every room, you just walk in and we have one light switch for every single room. We don't have to, walk around and flip on 5 or 6 different lights. Everything is just on one switch. So let's start here in the bathroom. Since we're here, we have a foot flush stool with lots of leg room. You're not going to bash your knees against anything. Now I love the fact that they also kind of left a little shoe corner over here in the bathroom space, right below this linen cabinet that you have right next to the shower, so you actually have a place to put towels. Now because this thing is extra tall, you will find that extra tall people fit in here just fine. That's something that I really like about it. Like for instance, I go camping in a Jayco J-Flight because they're 81 inches tall. And that was a big deal to me because I could fit in the shower. I'm 6'3", by the way. This is an extra 3 inches taller than that. So this is extremely comfortable for a big guy like me. And I like that it actually has an adult size sink. I can't even tell you how many of these things have these teeny tiny little jokes of a sink. We have a sliding pocket door over there, by the way, for privacy. And then obviously, Mom and Dad have their own door. True queen bed. This is a full 80-inch queen bed, not a 74-inch camper queen. The cabinets in here are huge because it's a wide body and they had more space to give you more storage. Again, like I mentioned, you've got the better lighting everywhere. Every window, by the way, has the nicer pleated shades instead of metal blinds. You've got power outlets on both sides over here. On this one, you also have a USB and 12-volt cigarette lighter plug, by the way. Oh, even under the bed. Even the storage under the bed is awesome in here. So not only is it easy to lift with one hand on a strut system like you saw, but you also have this handy little sliding tray system here. And it's nothing fancy, but it's really useful because you can have big heavy stuff underneath and lighter stuff on top. That's the really cool part about this one, is they really thought every ounce of it through. Now, and the other thing I like is just the way that the factory really listens to folks. Now, what's cool, this floor plan really hasn't changed. They still build this today. Looks almost exactly like this today. And it continues to be a really popular RV. So if you're looking for like the newest, coolest thing, but you're just a little spooked by that brand new RV price tag, buddy, I got the one for you right here, but it ain't going to last long. So give us a call, 800-256-5196, Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, happy camping.